Hi, copy Mumbo. 3 hours ago, Mumbo just posted this, a bunker hidden staircase. I made a duplicate of it, and I'm going to show you how to do it step by step. Mumbo's hidden bunker staircase is divided into 4 pieces. You have the input here on the front, you have the middle piece, and then you have the right and the left. So let's go through them one by one. Step 0 is the torch toggle here. Every time a torch is placed here, it'll be broken because this redstone block is being pushed and pulled. This right here is looping around to hold this up, and so when it is pushed, it goes off, it pulls it down, and then because it's down, the torch is broken, so it lifts it back up, and then it pushes it back up again. It's an elegant solution, and because it's only down here really briefly, it's going to push or pull this, causing it to turn on or off. Piece 1 is the input. When a signal comes into this block, it's going to go upward and downward. When it goes upward, it'll go into this note block, which will cause this observer to fire, which will cause this dropper to send its item forward and receive it again from the hopper. This will cause this comparator to turn off briefly, which is going to send a signal to pull this down and then push it back up again right after. This causes us to be able to do the switch really quickly on the top one. When the signal's on, it's going to come downward, come through here, come into this target block, which is going to go several directions. It's going to cause this piston to be on, causing it to be lifted upward. We're going to send it off into the future pieces, and then we're going to also lead it into the middle right here. This goes into this block, which on the back side you'll see has a torch here, and so that will be able to cause this to lift up when it's closed and pull down when it's not. So together that causes the first 2 blocks to be able to hot swap by pulling down, and during that time it's going to switch in the top blocks, which I have represented here with cobblestone. Now for the fun part, the sides. So we have the top labeled here in pink and the bottom labeled in red. So when power comes in, it's going to do 2 things. Through this target block, it's going to power this repeater and this piston. When it's on, this is going to be pushed up, which is going to cause nothing to happen just yet, and it's going to come through here into this piston and power this up, which is going to send a pulse, which pushes these stairs into place. Now when it turns off, this piston is going to pull back down, causing this to flicker and send a pulse into this repeater, which is going to come through here, and it's very simple. It just powers the pink area here, causing these to push the closed blocks back in place, the dirt or grass blocks, as you will. Finally, on the bottom, we're going to have this signal sent in all the way from here. This redstone dust right here is going to power this block, which is going to be pulled by this repeater, which fires all the way through here. So the last piece that's going to be pushed into place is going to be this stair, and we're going to have it go in with a delay by coming through this dust into the target block to this torch, 4-tick delay, and then look at that and send a pulse right here. The main part of the bottom is going to be, from this, we're going to take a redstone torch and we're going to power it into here. Now Mumbo didn't show this, but it appears to me that he's got a slight signal here which indicates that he's got a barrel here with an item in it, much like this. And so he's pushing it up and pulling it down, and it's going to fit in snugly here, and this will send a signal that will cause these to push and pull. Now sadly, this doesn't work in vanilla Minecraft, but there's an easy workaround for that. Mumbo is using carpet, and that allows him to move block entities like chests. And what we're going to do is instead, right here, we can take this, and when it's off, so let's come over here and turn it off to open it up. We're going to come in here, and we're going to get rid of this, and instead, we're just going to come up like that. And all you have to do is have a 1-tick repeater. Let's take some dust and wrap it around through like that, and that'll do it. So now, in the same way that that worked for him, it'll work for us in vanilla Minecraft. Alright, let's build it. So the first thing you're going to do is place the input. It's going to go right here, hidden underneath it. There's going to be an observer looking at it. We're going to have a dropper that's going to be powering with the hopper that points something back in, and you got to throw a block into it. So that's going to give us our most unique blocks. So we're going to have a lever that powers this. You can have your input come from somewhere else. And let's start putting our pistons in. Our pistons are going to come to right here. We're going to have 4 of them that are not sticky, like this. And we're going to have sticky pistons here and here. This one won't be sticky. We're going to have our sticky pistons here and here, and our blocks like this. We'll have another piston right here, and we also need to have 2 underneath here, like this and that. And then a final one right here, It's open when power is on, so turn the lever on while we build it. We're going to put redstone dust here, 2-tick repeater here, some dust here, a target block here. Now you can see that that's pushing and pulling. We're going to have a observer here, and we're going to put a 2-tick repeater right here. And that's going to lead into a block right here. We're going to have blocks like this. We're going to have a repeater coming in right there, there. That one's going to be set to 2 ticks, and right there. And that one's going to pull in this redstone dust, so we got to have a block here. We'll put some dust right here. That's going to feed in there. And this is going to come around here. We're going to lead this into a target block. This target block is actually going to have a torch hidden on the back of it, and a torch right here. And we're going to place a block on top, and that's going to power this. And we're going to take a repeater, and we're going to put a 4-tick delay right here. That comes in from that torch, have an observer down like that with some dust on top. Now that's pretty much everything on this side. On the other side, we're going to have a repeater right here, and we're going to have a block here. Now here's where it gets interesting. We want these repeaters to come into this, and we're going to have a torch on this. So let's go around, and we're going to place a torch right on there on that block. We're going to have a repeater right here, and a repeater right here. And set this closest one to 2, 3, 4 ticks. So now what we're going to do is we're going to lead this in the other way. So remember we put a torch that was hidden back here on this block. It's going to power right here. We're going to have that set to 2 ticks, and then we're going to lead that into a block right here. And that's going to be underneath this, which is the other side. We're going to have a comparator right here. We can just lead this around like I did. And the final piece, we want to have a 3-tick repeater right here, set to power a sticky piston that's a little bit further down, and it'll be out like this. And now you need to have dust right here and right here. You also need to have a block right here that's going to power this piston, and we're going to put a comparator right here. Now you can see that it should be done. All we have to do is test it by flicking the lever. See, now it closes, and now it opens. Neat, right? Mumbo did a pretty good job on this. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.